Hello and welcome to week 14 edition of Morning Tailgate. As you guys know, we took a bye week last week because we had a lot of family conflicts. So
Yep.
we're back. Big B hosting along with my man, the working man, Crispy Bacon. How you doing?
Doing good, not too bad. Season and the year's going by really quick.
Yep, exactly. And below us, he's finally up for a show. Mess around, Dave. How you doing?
I'm good. So, the Bears bye week, so after the show's over, I get to go straight back to sleep. So,
All right. No, and we got a shocker of announcements to make when we do our picks. So first off, let's do our one tough question, guys. I got one for you.
Uh-oh.
We're the owners. We're gonna be
Uh-huh.
owning the Houston Texans with the number one draft pick. So Chris, what do you do with that number one draft
Mm.
pick?
Uh, that's a good question. I'd probably find another quarterback.
Okay, okay. Mess around. How about you? What do you do?
normally I
You
would
know,
say if you got the first pick, you trade it and you get more picks, more assets because Houston could use it, but they need a quarterback. They ain't got one. They need to take either Stroud or Bryce Young from one of those two guys.
okay. Yeah, I know it's tough. You know, I guess year one of a rebuild, you possibly take that quarterback, but if I'm a team that I think I'm one player away, maybe a quarterback, I probably talk to Houston see if I can unload some assets to them. But if I'm Houston, yeah, I probably stick with the quarterback, but I would also look to trade that pick away if I can get a lot of assets because at 1-10 right now, one player ain't going to make a difference. Now, if it was the Lions, who's showing that they are balling this year, possibly trade your picks away and go up and get that quarterback. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So all right, with that being said, and Tim Hendricks is probably not going to be with us. He's got a family commitment, so I got a little prime five for us regarding the draft. So, with that being said, guys, let's get into our picks here. So, the first game we're going to pick. Oh, let me find my pen. There it is. We're going to go Minnesota 10-2 versus the Lions at 5-7. Lions are favored by 2.5. Chris, who do you have in that game?
Yeah, it's weird that the Lions are favored in a game this year, but it's kind of not surprising because they've been playing so well. Minnesota's been playing well too. It's Battle of NFC North.
Yep.
Who's the home team?
Lions
They
are the
going
home
to.
team. So who are you
I'm,
taking?
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Detroit.
All right, mess around, Dave.
I've been burned so many times this year taking the Lions. But it's hard because I don't want to pick either one of these teams because they're in the division. But
Yep.
I'm going to take the Lions because they are on the road. Goff's playing great. They're running the ball well. They're playing. Their defense is awful, but Goff, that offense is keeping them in games. And I think the Lions pull off the upset today. I know I'm going to get burned because I'm picking Lions again. Every time I do it, I get burned.
Well, and that's the thing is, I've been debating all morning, all week about this game. Um, I got to go with the Vikings because if it's a close game like the Lions and Vikings have played, I'm putting my money on the Vikings defense. But if it's a two-score game, I'd probably go Lions just because they're at home. So I'm going to go Vikings. I think it's going to be a close game. I think you're looking at 27-30 kind of final, last drive. So next game we got is the Jets at 7-5 versus the Bills at 9-3. Bills are favored by 10. Dave, who do you have?
Wow. Tough because the Jets have been playing well lately with Mike White, a
Yep.
quarterback, but he's going up against tough Bills defense. He's really going to get put to the test today. I'm going to take the Bills. They win by 10.
All right. Chris, who do you have?
I'm going Buffalo. I feel like they have a better team. Jets have been playing well with their backup quarterback, which I kind of feel like is going to be the starter not only for this year, but I'm thinking for the rest of for probably into next year.
Yeah, I'm going Buffalo too. Jets have been playing pretty good. I mean, they showed the Vikings a little something last week. I'm going Bills. Also, Tim has sent his picks in. He's taking the Lions as a lock, and he's taking the Bills. So next game we have is the Browns at 5-7 versus the Bengals at 8-4. I'll start. I'm going with the Bengals. If anything, just because they're at home, but the Browns with Watson coming back might need a few more weeks to shake off that rust if he has anything. Tim's also taking the Bengals. So, Chris, who do you have?
Yeah, I'm going to continue that train, so to speak. I'm going with Cincinnati. I'll make that my lock.
All right, Cincinnati
haven't
with the
already made
lock. All right, mess around, Dave.
Yeah, the Bengals are coming out with that big win against Chiefs last week. And I think today's going to be a letdown for him. I think Watson returns and he shows flashes of his old self, and the Browns win.
Go with the Browns. All right. Yeah, no, that you are right. I mean, Bengals with that big win last week. I think Barrow is the only quarterback undefeated against Mahomes. So,
Yeah.
all right. Dave, I'm going to let you start with this game because I'm going to let you go third in this game, Dave, because
Okay.
I want to hear your reason. 1-10-1 Texans versus the Cowboys. Chris, who do you have in this game?
Yeah, I got the Cowboys, but Dallas has struggled in games like this. We kind of saw it in Green Bay. We've seen it a couple times throughout the years. I wouldn't be surprised if Houston comes to fight, comes to play. They have nothing to lose. They're going to bring everything to the table. But I'm picking the Cowboys.
I mean, that is right. I mean, especially Battle of Texas teams. Texans, yeah, they have nothing to lose. 1-10. I mean, trying to rebuild, trying to stay positive. I can't go against the Cowboys in this one. That defense is just so beastly that championship teams are built on defense. So, all right, mess around.
All right, here's Shocker of the Week.
Shocker of the week and year. Mark this down at 8 minutes.
I am locking it in. The Texans are going to beat the Cowboys today. And you want to know why? Any given Sunday. That's why. People call me when I pick the Commanders to beat the Eagles for their first loss of the year.
Yeah. So, yes, guys, just so you're checking it out, it is 8 o'clock Dave's time. He just woke up. He has nothing to drink, so he has been tested, but he is taking the Texans.
I'm drinking water.
Yeah, he's drinking water this morning. So
I'm drinking the water.
Next week, we might be eating some crow next week if that happens. I mean, because we've all made fun of him and just wanted to make sure he was okay, but he's locking it in. All right. Tim's also taking the Cowboys in that game too. So we got the 4-8 Jags versus the 7-5 Titans. Titans are favored by 3.5. I'm going with the Titans. Tim's going with the Titans. It's one of those teams. I can see the Jags winning. They've been playing pretty decently, but you got Henry. If you can stop Henry, you could possibly win. So, Chris, who do you have?
I got Tennessee in this game, but Jacksonville has been playing well. They have improved a lot since last year. So, I mean, yeah, they're not going to the playoffs, but I guess you could say this has been a somewhat successful year as far as having a new head coach. So, I'm picking Tennessee.
All right. Dave, who do you have?
I am going to take the Jaguars. And you know what? If they win, I believe the coach Peterson moves into third all time on the wins list, right?
Something like that.
I don't know.
It would not shock me. All right. So next game we got the 11-1 Eagles versus the 7-4-1 Giants. Chris, who do you have?
Who are the Giants facing?
Your Eagles in New
My,
York.
my,
Because you pick him
I'm
to go
going.
to the Super Bowl.
I'm going with. I'm going with you. I'm going New York. I want the Eagles to
Oh, it's
lose at some point.
going with the Giants. Dave, who do you have?
I'm going to take the Giants to win this game. I think you get a lot of Saquon today. He's going to have a big day.
Yeah, if he
Yeah, he
plays.
is
I know
playing.
there's. Yeah,
He is
He's
playing.
questionable.
yeah, he's questionable right now.
Crap,
But
now I
I,
got to change my
No,
lineup.
the coach broke it on NFL Network.
yeah,
They
he's
had
not
an
playing.
interview with the coach, and he said he's playing.
Oh, he is playing. Okay.
The ball
All right,
playing. Said he's
I'm
playing.
going with the Giants too because one, I need the Eagles to start losing for the Vikings to creep up in that number 1 seed, and plus they're at home, and the Giants, have been playing pretty decent, so I can see them taking the Eagles down. Tim is taking the Eagles, so the next game we got the Ravens at 8-4 versus the Steelers at 5-7. Steelers are favored by 1.5. So Dave, who do you have?
It was the Steelers and Ravens, you said?
Yeah, Steelers and Ravens. No
And the
Lamar
Steelers
Jackson.
are favored?
No, Steelers are favored by 1. Yep.
Wow.
No Lamar.
Pittsburgh's been playing terrible this year. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is. I mean, Pickett's shown improvement, but that Ravens defense is just too good. I'm going to take the Ravens to win by 14.
All right, Chris.
Yeah, I'm taking the Ravens in this one. Even though they're using a backup, he's still pretty good. Kind of doesn't change the offense. I'm picking the Ravens.
All right. Myself and Tim are both going with the Steelers. I'm doing it mainly just you got Lamar out and Steelers are at home. Steelers been showing some fight. They got Watt back, so we'll see. I think this is going to be a low scoring game though, at least for the first half. I think so. We're going Steelers.
Probably.
Next, we got the 6-6 Buccaneers versus the 49ers at 8-4. Niners favored by 3.5. Behind a first career start of Brock Purdy. So
even with Mr. Irrelevant, wow.
Yeah. So mess around. Who do you have?
Tom Brady going back home, going back to California. I think he's gonna have a big day. And Brock Purdy's gonna struggle. I think the Niners by at least 10. I mean, not Niners, Bucks. Sorry, by 10.
Bucks by 10. All right, Chris.
I got Buccaneers in this one. Everybody seems to have high hopes on Purdy. I hear a lot of that.
I don't know
but I also
why.
hear a lot of he's not really good. We'll just see what he does in his first start. But I'm picking Tom Brady and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I think next year he might go to San Francisco.
All right, so we got some Big Dog Greg chiming in. Titans kicking the poop out of the Jags every year. Lock it in. Okay. Too many offensive issues with the G-man. Okay. I hate the Steelers, but they'll run. Okay, must be win. Michael Howard says Lions. Yeah, the Lions
I'm
are going to
taking
be
the Lions.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 of us are taking the Lions. There, Mike. I'm the Vikings fan, but I'm saying it's going to be a close game, and I wouldn't shock me if the Lions do win. So, take the under in this one. So Greg must be talking about the over under for the Lions Vikings game. I think it's 51. Lions are favored by 2, I believe. I'm going to take the 49ers because I want to see Brady still falter. I'm also going to make it my lock of the week. I like that Niners offense with the addition of McCaffrey, and if Samuel could be healthy, I think that's going to be definitely a good game. So I'll go Niners. So
here's a question: Does Tim's prediction of Purdy count?
He said by week 7. I mean, I know we saw him for a drive or something in like week 8 or 9. But hey, I'll give him a half a credit on that one. So, Michael Howard's taking the Vikings. The Vikings were named the favorite. Lions got better into the favorite. Okay. All right. So let's see. Yeah, we're going by ESPN. What ESPN has posted too, Mike. So
Yeah.
the next game we got the Panthers at 4-8 versus the Seahawks at 7-5. Chris, who do you have in this one? And Seahawks are favored by 4.
I'm taking Seahawks and Geno Smith.
All right, Dave.
Going Sam Darnold and the Panthers.
Oh, Panthers. All right. Myself and
Because I
Tim are
hate
both.
Seattle.
Myself and Tim are both going with the Seahawks. I don't know. I like that they're proving everybody wrong on how good Russell Wilson is, and maybe it was Wilson that was the problem. Maybe Russell Wilson's not that good. Geno Smith, I know some people are like, oh, he should be in the MVP conversation. Maybe. I mean, I'm not against it, but I'm not for it.
I think if he went to, I don't think they will, but like a conference championship game, and I know this is regular season numbers, but
yeah.
I think if he was a finalist in the regular season and he takes him to
I
the
mean, honestly,
probably see it.
You're right. I mean, if it was strictly MVP, like okay, this person meant this much to the team and not a popularity vote, Geno Smith will get it. So, all right, next game we got the 9-3 Chiefs, who are favored by 9 over by the Broncos that are 3-9. Myself and Tim are going with the Chiefs. I think that's all that really needs to be said about that game, especially after their loss last week. They're bouncing back. Mess around.
I saw a meme that said the Broncos or Tom Brady threw 2 touchdowns in less than 5 minutes. The Broncos haven't scored in 210 minutes. They're really struggling bad, and Russell Wilson playing like doo-doo, and I think he's going to continue to struggle. And the Chiefs rebound off that loss from the Bengals last week, and they win by 21.
All right, Chris.
Who's up? I'm sorry.
You are the Chiefs and Broncos.
I'm going Chiefs. I think that's, kind of an easy pick. We know Chiefs are playing well, and the Broncos aren't. I also saw a meme that Baker Mayfield, won a game and he didn't know the plays, whereas Russell Wilson doesn't know the plays and still can't win a game or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I heard that. The next game we got the Dolphins 8-4 are -3 versus the Chargers at 6-6. Chris, who do you have?
I'm gonna go with the Chargers and see what they can do.
Ooh, Chris go with the Chargers. All right, mess around.
Too much Tyreek Hill, too much Jalen Waddle. Tua is gonna have a big day. They're gonna win.
Yeah, I think Chargers are one of those teams that have kind of faltered a little bit from last year's expectations. Dolphins definitely with that wide receiving core, just those two are coming around. Yeah, I'm going Dolphins too, and so is Tim. Tim's taking the Dolphins too. So the Monday night game, we got the Patriots at 6-6 versus the Cardinals at 4-8. Patriots favored by 1.5. Mess around. Who do you have?
Who's playing the Patriots? Because they're over there playing.
Cardinals.
Oh, I'm taking the Cardinals. I never take the Patriots.
I was gonna say we know what your pick is.
I was gonna say it could have been a high school team, and they would have taken the high school team. So, Chris, who do you have?
I'm going to take the Patriots. I don't feel comfortable with Kyler Murray. I did at the beginning, but I don't know. He just doesn't play all that well now.
Yeah. Tim's taking the Patriots. I'm taking the Cardinals. 1.5. Mainly just because they're at home. The Cardinals got to do something here. Patriots are kind of rocky right now. I think they're last in their division. Untypical Bill Belichick team. So I know there's been rumors flying around for next year already. So got some comments coming in. Greg said the Broncos will cover. Greg also says the Dolphins. Herbert needs a new coach, not to get the one dubbed over. Yeah. And then the Cardinals and hit the under. All right. Yeah. It's a Monday night game. So, yeah, probably go with the under on that one.
Their second Monday night game.
Yeah, exactly. So, Chris, let's get into our first topic, which is your history lesson. So,
All right.
Play your little ad there.
So, yeah.
All right, Chris.
All right. Yeah. So we're kind of doing two teams since we were off last week. And it's going
All
to
right.
be the Chargers and the Rams. They kind of shared a home before, or a couple times. Chargers started in 1936, Rams in 1960. Rams kind of bounced around between LA and St. Louis. Mainly they're LA for a while. I want to say 2017 they went back to LA, whereas the Chargers they kind of bounced back between LA and San Diego. They found a home in San Diego, and now they're back in LA. Rams had a little more success winning 2 Super Bowls. The Chargers, I think, hosted the Super Bowl, and I think they played in one. If I remember
They
right.
did. They got destroyed by the Niners.
Yeah, they did.
Oh yeah. Still looking for that ring. I think at some point they will get it. I don't know when, but everybody has a chance. So
Yep, no, good history lesson there. So, Chris, let's go to topic number 2.
yeah.
All right, C2C Rankum. You can catch us Tuesday mornings. Myself and Tim Hendricks doing our ranking. This week we're going to do some actors and actresses. So check that out, 9 a.m. Central. So I'm going to take Tim's Prime 5 this week and make it my own. With the draft coming around, I mean, we're getting there. You know, I'm going to rank my top 5 positions I would draft in order outside of quarterback, because we know quarterback's the most important thing. So number 5, I'm going with the safeties. I think, you know, get a strong safety backcourt there. A couple hard-hitting guys. Number 4, I am going to go with corners. Again, another position I think you need some speed, some hard hitters, some good coverage. Number 3, I am going to go with the wideouts. I think, and I'll include tight ends. If you can get some good catcher receivers that can catch, that can run some great routes, I think, you know, your quarterback could be just average, I think. Number 2 and number 1, I could kind of interchange, but I think it's going to be the offensive and defensive lines, because a lot of people said if you can win the battle at the front lines, I think you got a good shot at winning the game. So at 2, I'll go defense. At number 1, I'll go the offensive line, because the offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback and open up holds. But so that is my top 5 for Tim Hendricks Prime 5. So all right, Chris, let's move into what's that?
Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, would you say besides
quarterback? Okay.
Besides quarterback, would you say that offensive line is probably the main non quarterback would draft?
Yeah, I think so. I think you definitely need a good offensive line to protect and open up those holes for the running back and protect the quarterback and give your quarterback time to throw the ball. I mean, you know, so I would almost go offensive line number 1, but both of them are very important. So, all right, Chris, let's go into stop messing around.
Oregon Cougars.
All right, the Oregon Cougars football. Catch them on C2C. Our very own J-Max, the voice of them, got a lot of things planned. You know, just waiting to hear from J-Mac on what we're going to do, but we plan on doing a pregame show, a weekly show, cover the games and stuff like that. So mess around. We're going to stop messing around. Who's going to go back to New England first, Jimmy G or Tom Brady?
Well, you know, there's a lot of rumors flying around that Brady's going to go back to New England and finish out his career there. And I tend to agree. I think he's going to go back and he's going to reunite with Belichick, and they're both going to go out together. One last hurrah.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I know I've read reports that Brady's kind of debunked those rumors, said there's nothing that he wants to go back to Green Bay, or New England. So,
Wait, he's going to Green Bay? I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
go Green Bay. I honestly think neither will be back in New England, but I can see Brady going back and holding hands with Belichick and skipping out of the New England Patriots organization together. So, all right, guys, let's go to my Big B baller as our topic number 4. This is tough, man. Yeah, Race Against Race, Bodine Sanders' book. Check them out Wednesdays on Bo and Joe show, and you can catch it on Amazon. Christmas right around the corner.
Yep.
Oh God, guys, I don't know who to take this week. I had some people in mind. You know what? I'll give it to the young rookie in his first start. I'll give Purdy the nod as my big baller this week. So we know how well that pans out for him. So good luck to him. So
Yeah.
all right, guys. So being here in Minnesota, we're 10-2. A lot of people are talking Vikings Super Bowl, team of destiny. We're 9-0 in one-score games. But the thing is I was looking at it, and yeah, we're 10-2, great. Win's a win, but we're only plus 10 in the point differential. So it started me thinking, the past Super Bowl teams at the 13 game mark going into week 14, or what were their record and what was their point differential over the I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 5 Super Bowl matchups on both AFC and NFC side. Just trying to prove that the Vikings aren't a Super Bowl caliber team. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but whatever. So let's start with last year's Super Bowl teams. We got the Rams versus the Bengals. Both teams, if I did my math right, we're 8-4, 12 games in. Rams' point differential was 66. The Bengals was 64. To the good. Plus 10 ain't that big of a deal. The year before that, you got the Bucs and the Chiefs. The Bucs were 8-4, and they were 64-point difference. The Chiefs were 11-1, and of course, with that record, they're going to have a high point differential at 116.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. The Niners at the year before, Niners and Chiefs in the Super Bowl. The Niners were 10-2, and they had a point differential of 166. The Chiefs that same year was 8-4 and had a point differential of 83. So the Rams and the Patriots the year before that, I think it was Brady's last year, I think. Or no, it was 2 years. So the Rams were 11-1 and had a point differential of 121. And the Patriots were 9-3 with a point differential of 64. And then the last Super Bowl I did was the Eagles and Patriots back here in Minnesota. The point differential for the Eagles was 146, and they were 10-2. And then the Patriots were also 10-2, and their point differential was 125. So, guys, I'm telling you, yes, I want Minnesota to go to the Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong, but they are not a Super Bowl team. I would rank them right now with the teams that are in the playoffs as probably the last option to get there. I mean, they're sitting at 10-2 right now, but that defense is scary. If it's close, then yeah, my money's on the Vikings defense. But Dave, what do you think?
I think Big Greg makes a good point. Don't worry about point differential. Dodgers had the best run differential in all of baseball. How'd their season end?
No, you're exactly right. And yes, people will say, well, that's baseball. This is football. And any given Sunday, I get it. Big Dog Greg, you're right. Don't worry about point differential. But I just want to put out there that, you got to play some good defense, and the Vikings have been faltering. They get up big and then they bring it back, and they're big, and they're saying that their big Achilles heel right now is the third quarter. They can't come out of the halftime playing better. So,
I
but
think the problem with the Vikings is they get up and they take their foot off the pedal.
yes,
Yeah.
you're exactly right, Chris. What do you
And,
say?
and I agree. I mean, I agree with what Greg's saying. You don't worry about that too much. Although, if you were strictly relying on that, I think the thing to get out of it is you need at least 10 wins at this point
Yeah,
and at least 60 or more point differential if you're
yep,
strictly going off of that. And
yep,
I think teams, when they find a way to win and they keep winning,
yep.
yeah, they let their foot off the pedal. That's why I'm kind of worried about today's Cowboys game is they're going to probably do that. But
I don't know. After the way they put that shellacking on their last game,
yeah,
I don't see the Lions or the Cowboys putting pulling up the pedal. But yeah, you never know. But I lost my train of thought right now. Oh, the Vikings, yes, are 9-0 one score games. You're gonna count the win no matter what. But look at those two losses that the Vikings have had against the Cowboys and against the Eagles, who are in the AFC or NFC with them. I mean, they've only
now
scored
that
14
was
points and given up
yeah.
24 and 34 or something like that. So,
And if it was college, that'd be really bad.
yeah, exactly. So, I'm holding hope, but I don't know. So, with that being said, guys, just so we know, updated on the playoff, the Eagles can clinch with the clinch a playoff berth with a win or a Niners and Seahawks loss. And the Vikings could clinch the North with a win. Those are the only two scenarios I saw that have been relevant. AFC side, the playoff picture looks as the follows: the Bills, the Chiefs, the Ravens, Titans are all your division leaders. Bengals, Dolphins, Jets are in.
It'd be cool to see the Jets in.
Yeah, the Patriots, Chargers, Browns, Steelers, and Raiders all are about a game or two behind. So first the AFC. Who's shocking there? Mess around. Who's shocking you right now?
Probably the fact that the Browns are so alive for a playoff berth. Was as bad as they've been playing all year.
Yeah, I totally get that one. Over the Jets, too. I would take the Browns as a shocker. Chris? Over
Same.
the AFC side.
I would take those two and probably say I'm going to pick one and go with the Jets. I didn't think New York Jets were going to be this good,
Yeah,
but they are.
yep. Now, the AFC side, I mean, looking at it, I think we could all be shocked all around the whole thing. Eagles, Vikings. Niners, Bucks are your division winners right now. Cowboys, Giants, Seahawks are in. Commanders, Lions, Falcons, and the Packers are all within a game or two. So mess around. What's your shocker on that side?
I know everybody, most everybody's probably going to pick the Commanders and all the NFC is getting in, but I'm going to go with Seahawks. Nobody thought they'd do anything without Russell Wilson, and Geno Smith's just playing lights out this year.
Yep, Chris.
Yeah, San Francisco. I mean, that's well. I'll probably go with Brady. Sorry, Brady in Tampa Bay.
What the
That
Bucks?
they've been playing. Yeah.
Well, that division is rough. I mean, for me, mess around. You nailed it. I mean, Seattle. With Geno Smith coming in, and everybody did think they'd do good. But also, I gotta, AFC East. I mean, 2 years ago, we were laughing at these guys and wanting a high school team to be in the playoffs over. I think it was the Cowboys that made, or maybe it was the Giants that made it that year. That every team was like under 500, and then it took the last week or something like that.
Yeah.
And 2 years from now, 2 years, now you got the Eagles, you got the Cowboys, you got the Giants all battling, and then the Commanders are still looking at a shot to get in. So, 1 year they go from being garbage to being one of the best divisions. Who, again, we never be the best division. I think we picked the North, and I think we're all wrong on that one. So,
Yeah.
But so with that being said, guys, any last minute updates? I know, Chris, you said Barkley's playing.
Yep.
I think,
Lawrence is playing with a toe injury.
yep. Seattle running back Walker and Dallas are likely out. Um, guys, let's get it. I don't see much injury update. Let's get it. Let's talk a little bit about that Thursday night game. While we got a few minutes here. I mean, I
Yeah.
mean, yes, a laugher. Don't get me wrong. 16-3 at halftime. 16-3. 5 minutes left in the game, I think. And who would have thought that Matthew Stafford,
Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield would throw his team into the win. I mean, mess around. Sarge, if you're still watching, comment on this. What do you think, Sarge, or mess around?
I didn't watch the game, but I heard Mayfield had a couple nice throws there at the end of the game to win it. And, like, they didn't throw the ball a whole lot until then. And good for Mayfield, getting in there, not knowing the playbook. If there was a meme, I saw that said that Mayfield playing better than Russell Wilson. He didn't even know the playbook.
Yeah. Chris, how about you? What did you think?
Yeah. I saw majority of the game, and like you said, it was like 16-3 at halftime. It was like, okay, I think the Raiders are going to hold this lead. I feel like they're going to hold this lead, because Baker Mayfield just joined 24 to 48 hours before that game, and I figured he didn't really know the playbook that well. He says that it's similar to what he had in Cleveland, and maybe that helped, but maybe he was just saying that to throw people off. I don't know. I was surprised, that they won, and maybe there's some life, in that team just a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Playoff run again. We'll see. I don't think that's going to happen, but who knows? Any given Sunday.
If they make the playoffs, I'll be surprised, and they'll probably bump Tampa Bay for my surprise team. But
if they make the playoffs, they're going to get healthy at the right time. They're going to get a lot of guys back. So
that's the whole thing, is that they'll have to get healthy. But one thing I want to take from it is I was listening to the radio on the way home after that game, and those last two drives are historical for Mayfield. One, because the first touchdown was 17 plays, 75 yards, 9 minutes. That was the longest scoring drive in Mayfield's career.
Wow.
Touchdown. I could be wrong on the whole. I'm pretty sure that's what they said. And then to follow it up, the 98 yards is the longest scoring drive in Mayfield's career. So back to back,
already making history.
Yeah, he's making a little history, but like Chris said, though, I mean, you come in 48 hours or less than that, don't know the playbook, and you don't even know your receivers, and to pull that off, I mean, he was
MVP of that game.
Yeah, if I remember right, he was like 20 of 20, or not? No, what was he? He was 22 of 35 for 230, with one touchdown. Of course, the other one ended in the run, but hopefully he finds something, because I know a lot of people had high hopes for him coming out of college, and he just hasn't been that guy. So, before we wrap it up, guy, let's see. He never knew the playbook anywhere he played. That's why he's playing for 3 teams this year. Well, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
That's the funniest comment there, right there.
Yeah. Did he actually play for Cleveland, or did they trade him before the season?
Yeah.
They traded him before the season.
Was it? Okay. I mean, it was close enough to the beginning of the year. I'm pretty sure that he was there, but
he was probably on the verge of week 1.
Yeah, exactly. I think you're right. So, looking at that, I don't see any late minute updates. James out. Oh, okay. So the Colts will not have, or no, Chargers won't have James for the the game against the Dolphins today. He's ruled out.
The
That could be
safety?
so.
Yeah, the James. They give me. Yeah, the safety. He's out for the day.
That's a big part of their defense. Hill's gonna have a big day now.
Yeah, that might be something there. So, not seeing much going on. So, guys, if you don't have any quick topics to talk about, Chris, I know you kind of throw something out there once in a while.
Um, who do you think is going to be MVP this year?
Oh
We
man,
kind of
Chris,
touched on it, but
it's tough, man. Honestly, right now, if it's not an offensive player, I'm going Parsons from the Cowboys. That guy is just a beast. But I don't know. It's up in the air right now. It could be.
yeah,
I think Josh Allen's still kind of the favorite a little bit. I know some people are throwing Kirk Cousins in there, and I don't know. Mess around. Who do you got?
For MVP,
Yeah,
hmm
not Karen Rodgers.
not Aaron Rodgers.
Uh,
yeah.
It's
gosh,
tough,
I don't
man.
know. I would almost put Jefferson up there
Jefferson, yeah, Jefferson could be a good one too.
or
But
Saquon.
yeah,
Mm.
like we're saying. I mean, Chris, who do you have? I mean,
I mean, for quarterbacks, it's kind of a quarterback, award. I'm thinking Mahomes. Right
Mahomes.
now, as far as right now, if you want to go Vegas route, he's a favorite.
Oh, is
And
he
I think
okay?
behind him is Allen. But non-quarterback, I'd probably go Parsons.
Yeah.
He's been playing
Yeah.
really well.
All right, Big Dog Gray's giving us his final thoughts for next week. Bears will lose, but get better. But they're getting better. So
But
just looking to see I was just seeing who the Bears played.
We're playing the Eagles.
Yeah, they're playing the Eagles now. And right now they got the Eagles favored at 8 in that game on ESPN here. So
Doesn't surprise me.
oh no, it doesn't. But the Bears are healthy. They got a week to learn Philly's offense. So
okay. I got another question. What do you
what's
think
up, Chris?
What do you think of the Falcons making a quarterback change? I know they're on a bye, but
It was going to happen.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Mariota wasn't going to be the future. The future is Riddle or whatever his name is.
Ritter.
Yeah, Ritter. What better way to do it? Is right now you're still battling for a playoff spot, but another loss kind of puts you out of it. So why not go to the young guy? That's right.
I like the move. I don't think Mariota's the answer. He wasn't playing that great.
No.
I don't think Ritter's the answer either. But it's good to get this kid a shot and see what you got in him. I mean, they took him in the third round or something like that.
Yeah.
So you got to give the kid a shot. I mean, if Mr. Irrelevant can get a start, why not this kid?
Yeah, exactly.
Would you think that every but every quarterback that was drafted this year, did they all start at some point this year?
That's something to look into, Chris. Yeah, we'll have to look into that. But
because I feel like they have.
I think you're right. I think every quarterback at least got one start this year.
No, not every quarterback. Matt Corral for the Panthers just got hurt before the season, so.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You're right.
That would have been.
Well,
close.
that's still a good thing to kind of look up, Chris. Actually,
Yeah.
I got one that I saw a report, and he was doing an interview. So I'm talking to Jordan Love, the Packers, was doing an interview with I can't remember his name. So the guy came out and after his interview and did another interview with some other sports station. He goes, Love did not come out and officially say this, but the way he talked and the way his body language was saying, Jordan Love is expected, or if Rodgers come back, expect Jordan Love to have request a trade from the Packers if Rodgers comes back. So he said that Love never hinted to anything, but just the way he spoke. So Chris, if that happens, where could Love end up?
Good question. I don't know. I kind of had this feeling though, it's like he wasn't going to be the guy in Green Bay. I
Yeah.
mean, you signed Rodgers to a major contract. Why would you? You know, I don't think he's going to retire. He's competitive. He's going to stay in Green Bay as long as possible. As
Okay.
far as where Love's going to go, I don't know. I mean, anything can happen.
Messerall, what do you think?
If Love leaves the Packers,
Yeah.
oh, I
Rodgers
can
wants to
think
come
of a
back.
couple places. Throw him in
Chicago.
the Colts need a quarterback. They're always
Yeah.
getting a new quarterback every year.
Well,
Yeah.
I can see him going to the Colts. And then let's see who else can use one. Tampa Bay, if Brady retires or goes
Yeah,
back to the Patriots.
he's a free agent.
I know they got Kyle Trask there, but they don't know what they have in him.
yeah, and I think they like Trask. I think that's why they're. I don't know. I just have a feeling that they wanted Trask to be the quarterback, but of course you're not going to say no to Brady. You don't want him because of who Brady is. But if that scenario plays out, Love, yeah, the Colts, Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh got Pickett, so they might not need a quarterback. Houston, they have a problem in Houston, so um, maybe there. But I think Rodgers is done. I think you can just tell. At least I could. I'm sensing he's done. So, but
But
with
no,
that,
honestly, I think Love's going to stay in Green Bay. If
oh yeah, I
Rodgers
do too.
retires,
I
he's
think
gonna stay
I
in Green
think
Bay.
Rodgers is done. I do. With that being said, guys, Greg, my Colts need a young franchise quarterback, not a guy who's 2 years away from getting. Actually, Messerol was saying that he would send Love to the Colts, so you still got a young guy if you got Love.
Yeah,
But,
he's not that older of a quarterback.
yeah, and that's the team too. We kind of talked about earlier. If the Colts feel they're a quarterback away, why would you talk to Houston and be like, "Hey, we'll give you this, this, and this for that number one pick and get your franchise quarterback"? So,
Yep.
I don't know.
I don't think Houston would say yes to that because it's a division thing, and you're not going to want your
Oh, yeah, that's right there in the same
division rival to get their franchise quarterback.
You're right. Well,
Unless
heck, who
it
would have thought
forces
the Vikings
stuff
and
and
Packers
leave
would have
again.
been trading? So,
But then again, if they threw out the right draft capital and they gave them major assets, Houston might not say no. But I think Houston's keeping that pick and taking a quarterback.
yeah,
Hey,
you're probably right. I mean, go ahead.
Speaking of draft capital, what do you think the Rams are thinking? Because they threw everything out. Like they put everything on the table and said, "Here's what we got." When they're making all those trades, to get to that Super Bowl run. Now they don't really have any draft capital to make any moves. They're probably
They're stuck.
kicking
I mean,
themselves
that's the whole thing with the way that the NFL works in a lot of sports. They trade their future away for right now, and of course the Rams thought maybe they could go back to back and got some injuries this year, but the thing is they got their title, so now how
Yeah,
can
so
they
it was all
build
worth
off
it.
that?
They got the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Yeah. So I mean,
and the Chiefs can clinch today too.
the Chiefs can clinch today. A playoff berth?
But they have to win, and the Chargers have to lose.
Okay. All right. I was trying to look for some AFC ones. I did not see anything. I just saw the two AFC ones. So, all right, guys. With that being said, Greg's chiming in. Love would be good, but probably get
Jeff Garcia.
Jeff Garcia.
Oh my God,
Greg. Forever.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that name in forever.
You go way back, bud.
He is going way back. So, all right, guys. Chris, final thoughts.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching, tuning in. It's going to be a great NFL Sunday. A lot of good games, a lot of key games, and have a great Sunday.
All right, mess around. That time with mess around is back, I think.
The Bears are on a bye week. I'm going to take a bye week too and take a nap. I probably won't watch any games then.
All right. And with that being said, Tim Hendricks, I know you're watching or going to watch, so thank you and hope to see you back next week. For me, keep checking us out. I believe we're still doing Between the Ropes tonight. I know
I think that's moved to Tuesday.
Are we moving it to
I
Tuesday?
think.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
if it's on tonight, check us out. If not, check us out Tuesdays. C2C, just like any other station, we're kind of revamping, relooking at things, reevaluate things. C2C rank 'em Tuesday morning at 9 with myself and Tim. So, with that being said, check us out all week and happy NFL Sunday. See you next week.